Now, listen, you guys. Nicki Minaj is at it again, lighting up yet another Roc Boys behind. We're gonna talk about the latest lip dog that Nicki Minaj decided to go toe to toe with on Twitter. That's Dez Bryant, and we're also gonna be discussing about Bongo 2 being called out by people as they are calling her obsessed with Tory Lanez because of the latest developments. I mean, in their case, and we're also gonna be discussing about her allegedly trying to distract people with this new relationship. I don't know if it's a PR relationship or if it's an actual relationship. And at the same time, Emilio is coming through with some other details about Fraudulent Nation as a company. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing. It's just the part where I'm honest with you. I mean, clearly you can tell from my voice that I'm not doing well. I was about to say I'm doing amazing, but that would be a lie. Flu has me on chokehold, and at this point I don't even know what's going on because I had finally settled. There's a very huge move that is happening in my life right now, and I'd finally settled, and as soon as I said, okay, let me go back right on track, in comes the flu. I don't know if it's like the change of environment or what. But anyway, let us dive straight into today's tea. So it all started with Nicki Minaj, showing support and solidarity to someone who had finally decided to speak their truth in as far as Fraudulent Nation is concerned. I mean, the title sweetener, in as far as negotiations for athletes are concerned. So it seems like Jerry Jones decided to speak his truth about what happened. I mean, the tension and disputes they had, where he felt like Jay-Z was not being a clean businessman ethically. And so, anything that pertains to Fraudulent Nation, Nicki Minaj in 2025 is like, listen, wake me up. It could be 3 a.m. Anything that has to do with outing up that, nation, Nicki is always up for it. So she tweeted and said, I hope Jerry Jones is having a great day, okay? And you also do know that each time that somebody speaks negative about Fraudulent Nation, they always have like a lapdog on standby. That man will not directly come at you so that he can maintain that entire unbothered persona. But deep down, he will be sending several different people, to speak on his behalf and, to basically attack those people that are calling him out on his nonsense. So, in his quest to try and explain why he does not like, agents, Jerry Jones decided to give an example and brought up the Dez Bryant deal, 70 million deal with Roc Nation. And it seems like that rubbed Dez Bryant the wrong way, to the point where he was like, listen, I've got a lot of things that I could talk about also in as far as Jerry Jones is concerned. To which Nicki Minaj responded and said, listen, for every Jerry Jones story that you want to talk about, I'm up to talk about also, a story about Fraudulent Nation and, Desiree Perez, okay? And that quickly escalated into something that I'm just looking and I'm like, what just happened here? Because at the end of the day, tea was spilled and some people were dragged in the process, okay? So that started an entire back and forth where now Des resorted to being offensive. He ended up bringing up Nicki Minaj's husband and all of these things, to which Nicki Minaj said, I've got time today. And she was like, I'm glad you actually brought that up because let's clear that quickly. Whatever happened between her husband and the girl happened when they were both minors, and she really addressed that entire situation. And at the end of the day, this is the problem with arguing with someone like Nicki Minaj. Bringing up Kenneth Petty is not going to phase her because you've overused that line to the point where to her, it's nothing new. That's the thing. If you're somebody who's still sensitive about certain parts of your life being brought to the internet, arguing with Nicki Minaj and bringing up her husband is never going to do you justice. Because guess what now happened after they started to bring in Kenneth Petty in this entire conversation? Nicki Minaj then brought up allegations that he put his hands on his own mother and that his granddaddy is his daddy. And the thing is, Nicki doesn't get in these things I think for her it's just like it's playful. That's her being playful. But now when things like that are now being brought up to you about you and your family, and you were not prepared for this. You thought you were just going to shut this lady up by saying, "Oh, your husband PDF this and PDF that," and then at the end of the day, it's your business that's now out there for the entire world to see. And now she's putting it on her platform where she has millions and millions of followers. I mean, and I wish people would just realize that in 2025, that coming at Nicki Minaj and your weapon being, oh, your husband this, your husband that, you've got to come in stronger, coming with the C head allegations, coming with the husband allegations. Honestly, those things do not phase this lady anymore. At the end of the day, you're gonna leave that argument with a lot of insecurities, with a lot of tea that a lot of people didn't know being spilled and put up out there. And then the Barbz also started digging that actually in 2020 he was a pro Nicki Minaj hater, because his argument today was like, well, why is Nicki Minaj inserting herself in this entire situation? And so people were reminding him that, listen, in 2020, you also inserted yourself in the Nicki Minaj and the Transformer situation. So, like, you know, you inserted yourself in that entire situation. And so let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this entire back and forth. And at the end of the day, obviously, the desperate measure was to take the Transformer. And I'm like, what is the Transformer going to do, really? She's out there busy struggling, trying to sell her music to wrestlers and stuff. She doesn't have energy or time to be worried about other people right now. She has a lot of crows to be selling out there. Okay, so I don't know if that was meant to scare Nicki Minaj or what. It's just insane. At the end of the day, he ended up trying to make it seem like, oh, Nicki was just spazzing at him for no reason, saying that I even told her I was a fan. I even told her, and I'm like, this is what these people do. They disrespect someone and they call someone out of their names, because at the beginning of the altercation, this man was trying to say, oh, she should get help getting off whatever she's on, insinuating that Nicki Minaj is using some form of substance, right? And then when you get called out, you now try and say that I even said I was a fan, as if she's supposed to ululate because you said you're a fan. Like, how are you going to say that I'm a fan and then at the end of the day, throw shade and insinuate that she's onto something and stuff like that? And now he's backtracking, trying to make it seem like Nicki's the problem. Please. Please. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. And I think in 2025, I should just start calling Nicki Minaj Onika. Anybody can get it, Tanya Maraj. That's what it is giving right now. She does not care who you are. She will light up your behind if you try to defend the people that allegedly have been shady in the industry. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, okay? People are calling her obsessed with Tory because it recently came out that, she was out there requesting that, Tory covers the legal fees in the case that she has with Milagro. Now, for those of you who do not remember, they wanted to depose Tory Lanez in the entire Milagro case, to which Tory kind of refused indirectly because allegedly he did not provide any valuable response to the lawyers. So now they are saying that he is the one who should be covering those lawyer fees. And the internet is not having it, because at the end of the day, you're accusing this woman of, harassing you on behalf of Tory Lanez, but you want this man to help you in that case. Make it make sense. So yeah, people are basically calling her out for that. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys. We're going to talk about, still on Fraudulent Nation, because it seems like lately all they are making the news for is nothing but court cases and situations and stuff like that. Now, in the case of Emilio and Bongo 2, it seems like Emilio is also coming through with some more allegations about the dealings and the tradings of the companies associated with Bongo 2, Fraudulent Nation, Hot Girl Touring, and Bongo 2 Entertainment. And he's now calling them shell and sham sham entities that were created to dodge liability and to hide assets. And at this point, honestly, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this man, the title swindler, and anything that relates to him. And I don't think that is going to be able to cover for so long. There's no amount of PR that's going to be able to conceal all these things that are now happening and that are now being exposed. But let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about Nicki Minaj's station head, where she was reading that boy down. Like when I tell you this is light work for Nicki Minaj, and I wish these people knew. I wish these people would stop playing with Nicki Minaj. But then again, some people were also citing that some of those guys get phone calls from the men from Fraudulent Nation, and hence they, get scared. And now anybody who's calling out their master, they start attacking. And the mere fact that he had to bring in the transformer in the situation kind of tells you how desperate these people are to attach the transformer to Nicki Minaj so that they can reignite that Nicki Minaj H train, and then, the rollout for the transformer can start going. Because I didn't understand where that came in. But then again, let me insert what Nicki Minaj had to say, and she was out there laughing. That's how you can tell that this girl she will be out there just trolling them on the internet, and she does not care. And she was talking about, oh my god, your granddad, your dad, and laughing. Oh my god, let me insert what she had to say. But I don't think that I'm going to be coming back after that. That being said, thank you very much, you guys, for watching, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time that I post. Hopefully in these next coming days I will fully recover, and I'll be able to get back on schedule, because at the moment, I don't want to lie to you guys, life is really really lifing at this point. I mean, I recently relocated, and from the relocation, now I've got the flu. It's a lot of things that are going on. Until my next one,
And
see
let me tell
you.
you something else, bitch. Don't think about me. Don't talk about me. Don't say my motherfucking name for the rest of your motherfucking life. Because every time you think about me or talk about me, you're going to be cursing motherfucking more. Dez, a.k.a. Dent Bryant, Mama Beta Bryant, allegedly. And want to talk about another black man. Want to talk about a black man over a racist Hispanic, allegedly. You willing to you willing to suck every dick on planet Earth, allegedly, to put a black man down, huh? Dent Bryant. What you gonna put a dent in next, Mr. CC? Oh, whoa. Excuse me. Ladies, get out the way. Here comes Dent. Ladies, wait. Clear the way, Dent. Clear the way, ladies. No one wants a dent being put in them by Dent Bryant. How dare you? How? I know one thing, I'm gonna put a dent in them motherfucking pockets, bitch. You think somebody motherfucking playing? You better have it, bitch. Since you probably ain't never been loved by a man the way the way granddad. Like a lot of them be actually just needed just needed some love. Okay? You silly ass little sissy. I ought to slap you upside your funky fucking head, bitch. Once a man put his hands on his mama, not a nigga, not even the niggas beat his yo. Child, ooh, I'ma make this nigga beat you bad, bitch. Allegedly, if you want to, if you want to accept the $10 million fight, and he don't like to see me mad, bitch. And I'ma invite Jerry over for a little picnic. Let's see which nickel we pick, bitch. Any man who they mother said beat them or assaulted them in his own Twitter tweeting instead of like anyway, Dent. You know what? Listen, all of this has been for entertainment purposes only. These are all alleged. Um, and yeah, it is what it is, nigga. But we're ready. We're ready, okay? And we're going to put it on tape so the world can see you the way they had to see your mommy. And we stand with your mammy. We believe your mammy. And we believe Jerry. And guess who else we believe? Well, I'm not gonna tell you, you little silly tail bitch. Okay, so you guys, listen. Oh, I know colder than ever. They sure have. I got another trick for them tomorrow too. They've been doing a lot of funny stuff. And so, guess what? I have, well, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at this. God is in control. Okay? God is in control. And it's so much it's interesting when you see sometimes what people do to others or say about others, and then that very thing they have to be like defending themselves against, you know, when they laughed at other people. And it's just it's just so wow. Just imagine like wanting to hurt someone who has done nothing to you, wanting to hurt someone in any way, you know, or spite someone in any way who you don't know, who's done nothing to you, who you know, like doesn't think about you, like, and then you end up having to see how it feels on that other side of it, you know? It's silly because when you think about it, so many people have done these things to themselves. Like imagine nobody wakes you up and tells you, "Hey, be spiteful today. Go and do some really cruel stuff to people. Go and do some really effed up stuff to people who you don't sometimes barely even know." You know, like no one like so you have to really think. And the fact is, most of the people that do these things, they have what, you know, they have the things that you think that they would be happy with. And yet, something about seeing other people have to go through pain and evil stuff, something about that makes them feel good, allegedly. You know what I mean? And that's what is always so freaking mind boggling. It's like, what in the heck happened to you? You know, like